Hello and welcome. This is Donna with Virtual Assistant on Fire. Today's video is actually a series of videos, 4 videos to be specific, and we're going to talk about chatbots and live chats. The inspiration behind this video series is an ultimate guide that I wrote on Chatbot Software. You can find a link to the guide down below the video. The sole purpose of this video is for you, the solopreneur and small business owner, to gain some insight into the world of chatbots and live chats, so that you can see that they can be difficult, but they can also be easy. There are just so many ways that you can use a chatbot that you can be really creative in how you use them. So let me give you a brief overview on what the 4 videos are about. The first video is an introductory video, and we're going to talk about some of the basics. For most solopreneurs and small businesses, the question is a chatbot right for my business? Is a live chat right for my business? And maybe it's a combination of the two. In order to come up with the answer to that question, we need to go through a couple of steps. First, we're going to look at a series of brainstorming questions. A brainstorming session is a great thing to do when you're not quite sure where you want to go with something. We'll look at a spreadsheet with a list of questions that will help inspire you, and then of course along your brainstorming journey, you'll come up with other questions. And then you'll put all of your answers down in whatever format you want to use, be it a spreadsheet or up on a whiteboard or on a Kanban board online, strictly up to you. And from there, we're going to consolidate the answers to the questions and come up with the basics of a chatbot. And from there, we'll go ahead and put it into a flowchart to kind of put some sense to it. And as an added bonus, there's a spreadsheet that lists out 24 different softwares. It'll give you a nice, well-rounded look at some of what's available. I'm sure there's many more. The list varies in the level of difficulty. It varies in the price range. It varies in some of the features, although a lot of the features are the same across the board in a lot of those softwares. Second video is when we're going to start digging into the first software. The first one we're going to look at is Tidio. This one has a free forever program, which is awesome for the solopreneur and small business owner. The level of difficulty tends to be on the easier side, yet it's a very robust program. The third video, we're going to take a look at BotStar. Now I would say BotStar on a level of difficulty is probably more medium. It's again a very robust program. It also has a free plan. And in the final video, we're going to take a look at Dialogflow, which is Google's chatbot. Specifically, we're going to look at Dialogflow at an easier point of entry, meaning Dialogflow in and of itself is probably on the higher end and probably would be best utilized with a developer. What I want to show you is how you can utilize Dialogflow as an FAQ bot. We're also going to connect Dialogflow to BotStar. Now, Dialogflow can connect to a lot of different softwares, but since we looked at BotStar in the previous video, we're going to go ahead and connect to that so you can kind of get an idea on how that works. And then we'll wrap up the whole video series. Everything that we're going to look at through this video series, the links will be down below the video. All right, I think we're ready to get started. So let's go ahead and dig into the brainstorming session. Have you ever considered adding a chatbot and or live chat to your website and thought, I can't afford to do that? Or I have no idea how those things work. Or I don't know if using it would really help my business. In order to figure that out, you're going to have to go through a series of questions. These are some to get you started. Hopefully this will help stir the juices and you'll come up with some other questions that you'll want to ask. But as you're going through the questions and you're trying to figure this out, look at it through the lens of your customer. Because today's customers, they're very demanding, if you will, and they want things and they want them now. So if they're on a website that they're having a hard time maneuvering and are not able to find their answer, they're quickly going to go to another website where they can get their answer. Having a chat bot and or a live chat on your website is the answer to a customer who is not able to find the answers they're looking for. So keep in mind that maybe chatbots are not for everyone, but I think they are for the majority of businesses in the world because it gives you the advantage. It gives you 24/7 support to your customer, and it levels the playing field for you, the entrepreneur, solopreneur, small business, to look like you're just as big as the big guns. There are a lot of advantages to offering the chatbot and the live chat. And that's the purpose of this series of videos, is to walk through it, get you thinking, show you the inside of a couple of the SaaS products for chatbots so that you can get a good feel on how they work, know whether you can do it yourself if you're a DIYer, or hire a third party to do it for you. For those of you who are more visually oriented and like to have a little bit more fun perhaps when you're brainstorming and building something out, I decided to use an online software called Flowchart, and I'm actually using their free plan. Now keep in mind there's many tools you can use, right down to just a piece of paper and a pen. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to demonstrate within Flowchart. Within Flowchart, you have two options. There's the Flowchart, which is more of your structured workflow outline, and then Spark, a little bit more freeform, but it also allows you to share with other people and collaborate right within the document. So this document here is with the Spark, and so most of this comes off of that Google spreadsheet. And then different people can add their own opinions about the different areas. You can make up your own areas, and then you can move these. These are just like sticky notes, so you can just kind of move these around. You can color code them any way you want. So it's kind of a nice interactive way to brainstorm. So that's another option that you could use. So once you get done with your brainstorming session and you kind of narrow everything down, then you want to bring it out into some kind of a flowchart outline so that it's kind of the structure of the chatbot. This is a very simple view of how it could look. You would want to get more detailed in this, but you want to build it out in the different layers, if you will, that a chatbot is built out in. So you always have your welcome message, you have your main menu, which would be something like services, contact us, location hours, and then you have the different areas underneath the main menu. Another example to show you is a little bit more detailed on the same type of format. This one I'm actually building out for a recycling and waste company. So it's the same basic idea, but you're going to get maybe a little bit more detailed. And then as you start building this out, you're going to get even more detailed under each one of these areas. So now that we have our basic flow chart, we have a good idea on how we want the chatbot to flow. Now it's time to look at different softwares to find the right fit for the type of chatbot that we want to build. So next up we have a chatbot comparison spreadsheet. Now this outlines 24 different SaaS products. Most of them I've put a level of difficulty as to how hard they are to work with, whether they have a trial, what their price is. Keep in mind, as of this recording, the prices are correct, but you will want to verify the pricing based on when you watch the video. If you scroll over to the right, it does list other features, so you can see that in comparison to the other softwares. Also, a little disclaimer, I am not associated at the time of this recording with any of the SaaS products that are listed in the spreadsheet. My hope is that I've given you enough information that you see how a chatbot is put together so that you'll know whether or not it's a good fit for your business. And regardless of whether you build it in-house or hire out a third party, the process is still going to be the same. The brainstorming session of some type needs to happen to figure out what the goal of your chatbot is. And then you have to start drilling down on the detail and gathering the information, any graphics, logo, documents, whatever you might have that you want to include in that. And the bottom line is the chatbot is for the customer. It's to inform the customer. To provide easy access to what your business does. So as long as you keep that in mind and you go through the process, you should have the beginnings of a really good chatbot. All right, well, that was a lot of material to cover in a short period of time. So I really hope that you'll take the resources down below, work through the brainstorming questions, work through consolidating all of your questions and answers, putting it into a basic flowchart. That will give you a really good idea, if you get that far, that a chatbot and or a live chat is a good idea for your business and your customers. Coming up in our next video, video number 2 of the 4-part series, we're going to dig into our first software called Tidio. I hope you'll join me, and I look forward to seeing you there.